everyone, it's Claire. I am going to be doing a wedding hairstyle today on this mannequin. She has got quite long hair, so we've got quite a lot to work with. I have already prepped it though, so all as I've done is just literally use the GHDs just to smooth it out. Usually I'd use a heated roller, but as today I will be playing around, so I'm just going to see if I can create this look and how easy and simple it is. I watched it this morning on a live tutorial from Patrick Cameron, who is an amazing hairdresser, so if it wasn't for his tutorial I would never have been able to do this look. So I'm going to get stuck straight in. I've already separated my hair so that she's got a nice neat parting. There is literally nothing worse from when you do the hairdo and then you go straight to the front and you can see, and then you're like, that wasn't one where the parting was meant to be, or two, it was a bit uneven. So I've done it as neat as I can on this doll because her hair usually falls more in the middle, and because obviously again it's a doll's hair, it doesn't sort of fall as natural. But anyway, we'll go from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some hair grips and we're going to cause a little halo around the hair. So what I'll do is I will do it first and then I'll show you guys how afterwards, because sometimes you can't really see it on this light. So on the one side of the hair, so I'm going to be doing this one on the left because there's less hair on that side. I'm going to pin it away because we're not actually going to use that piece until the very last. So I'm just taking it by the ear and I'm just going to pin it away. So with my dressing brush, I'm just going to bring all of the hair down as neatly as I can. But it doesn't matter if the hair's out because we can take that out after. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it around and I'm just going to sort of start overlapping these grips. And that will give you a really nice strong foundation to work with, which will be really good. So Patrick Cameron had mentioned that this look is more so for wavy and curly hair, and also hair extensions. Because a lot of people tend to get hair extensions for weddings and other occasions because they want the thickness and the fullness. Now with a style like this, I always think it's really good anyway because updos can make you feel and look like you have got more hair than you do, which always is a winner. But it is amazing what you can do with hair. And this look is absolutely stunning, and as I said, I wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for this morning's tutorial. I just happened to tune in at the right time while he was starting to do this look. As a hairdresser myself, I would 100% recommend watching him. I've also been on one of his courses and he's such a lovely guy. As I said, if you've got a few little loose hairs, I wouldn't worry too much because after this bit we're going to start to dress it out slightly, which will be really good. So, as you can start seeing that it will sort of bring it back up. So yeah, just following the head back round. I love doing wedding hair though. I just feel very sorry for a lot of my clients that had weddings booked in and they've been cancelled, but I always say there is a positive because it means you've got something really lovely to look forward to next year. And the main thing is that we're all safe. So I'm just going to pin that bit back out. I'm not going to need that till last. So on this section I had noticed that he slightly twisted it around, so that's what I'll do on this one as well. And we will pin that one. We'll just put two there just because I'm going to be dressing this bit out in a minute. So, as you will see now, we've got pins around into a halo section, all the way back round, right into the front. And again, like I said, I've just twisted this section back through because we're going to start tweaking that. So, as we've got that now, we're going to go straight into the middle. I'm just going to pop a little bit of spray around on that top. This is always really good as well because curly and wavy hair tend to have a little bit more frizziness to it anyway. So I'm literally just going to pull little bits out just to give it a little bit of body and a little bit of texture onto that bottom. Again, you can do it as much or as little as you like. Some people don't always like that look, some people like it a little bit smoother. But with this type of style, it's always a little bit better. It's highly likely that my mannequin will fly off this chair at some point. Let me just alter that. So as I was pulling out these little bits here, just all the way around. Now around on the front section, I'm not sure if you guys can see, around in fact on the view. I am literally just pulling out these little bits of hair here. And that will give you a little bit more movement as well, which will be really nice because some people do like a little bit more body and a little bit more height. Especially again because there's going to be quite a lot of texture back through on the main of the style, so you don't really necessarily want that to look too flat anyway. And once you're happy, you can move on. Now, some people again like to do their own kind of versions of this, and you can make it as big or be wanted as you like, but each to their own. And obviously, again, down to what your client wants. So I'm just going to move you back over there. Cool. So again, we've sectioned that one side out, so I've pinned it away because it's just going to get in the way otherwise. So you take your first section, which is roughly about an inch width either side, and all you're going to do is you're just going to twist it. Everyone's got different ways of twisting. They either twist the hair on its own, or you can get 2 strands and then just twist it around, which sometimes I prefer because I think you've got a little bit more control. It's also a little bit easier to sort of pull out again if you didn't like it. So again, similar technique to what we just did onto that top section, is just literally pulling around. And then once you've got that texture where you like it, you can make it again as big or as little as you like. And then we're just going to go round and then just twist it through. And then you're going to place it just over those pins. Now his advice when I was watching this tutorial was not to open your grips and literally just get straight stuck in, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 2 of these and then I'm going to pause the video and just record me doing it faster because it might get a little bit boring for you to watch. So then once you've got that section, you move on and then you do the same again, so just twisting back round again. It almost causes like a little rose, so it's quite cute actually, and this sort of style would look amazing for like a boho wedding. Add in nice fresh flowers or even artificial flowers or any other hair accessories because it looks absolutely gorgeous. So again, you just get your 2 fingers and you just wrap it around. And then you don't open your pin and you just get straight stuck in and you push it through. And then you do the same there. And that is what we've got so far. So it looks really nice, doesn't it? It looks really, really sweet. Alright, I'm going to start redoing all of this. I'm going to do all of that top row right into the top and then I'll show you what we do afterwards. Right, I'm back. So as you can see, I have created all these lovely roses all the way around the top. I'm going to call them roses because I think they do look like roses. And as you can see, it comes all the way around until that section that we stopped. So it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm just bring that light around a little bit so you can kind of see. It looks super shiny as well, doesn't it? So once you've done that, you now have to do the same with the same layer and bring it back around. And all you want to do is fill in that bottom section. But as you can see, it's so easy and it looks absolutely stunning. So again, we're going to work with an inch section and we're just going to twist around. I mean, this could look absolutely gorgeous on brides, bridesmaids, any occasion you can think of really. And the one lovely thing about it is it's all off your face and your neck. So if you're somebody who doesn't really enjoy having a lot of hair down, this is a really good, effective way. And just looks so lovely for an occasion. Now obviously if you're starting to work with less hair, because again, everyone's heads are different shapes, everyone's got different thickness of hair. If you have less, so you don't need to use as many grips, as in like you won't need to use 2 grips per section. But you can already see how effective this kind of style looks. When I saw it this morning, I was literally like, I wish I could do this on myself. But it's being a hairdresser, you can do other people's hair, but when you want to do your own, it's not quite as easy. I'm sure I'm not the only hairdresser out there that's tried to do styles on themselves and then look in the mirror and think, what on earth was I thinking? So you can kind of see why I call it a bouquet of roses, because it absolutely just looks beautiful. And it's so easy. A lot of people don't really like plaiting. If you can twist, you're into a winner. It is amazing how many people I speak to and they're not a huge fan of doing hair ups. It's possibly one of my favourite things to do. So when you have like a thinner piece of hair, especially around on like hairlines, it's actually quite hard to know what to do with it sometimes. But you can pad it out as much as you like, and then you can place it pretty much anywhere around this section that you think will fit comfortably. Because again, there's nothing worse when you have like a grip right next to your ear, or you don't want it to be the one piece of hair that sort of like gets irritated, as you can see at the most. So again, now you've got it all away, all off, and it looks absolutely lovely. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to put a little grip there, and then I'm going to pin this section back into the bottom as well. So exactly the same way, but instead of doing 2 fingers, you wrap it around 1 finger so it's slightly tighter and a little bit compact to the bottom. Right, so we're coming to the last side. So proportion is everything. So if you've got a slightly wider side and you want this one to be a little bit smoother, it's just making sure that it doesn't look wonky. So if you have it slightly smoother and you want the focus to be on the one side, I personally always kind of measure out where I think will look better. So I'm going to do exactly the same as how Patrick Cameron did his when he brings it slightly back, but I'm just going to make sure that there are a little bit more texture and height to the one side to keep it slightly in balance. The good thing about doing single sides like this is that you can do it, and then if it doesn't look right, you can pull it out again. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to put a loose crisscross slide just to seal the hair in the right place. This way it makes it so much easier to pull out again if you just decide it's not right. So I'm just going to check out where I think. So I'm going to split the hair into 2 because it's quite a wide panel anyway, and I'm just going to do exactly the same where I twist. And as I said, you could either keep the hair smoother on the one side or you can match it up. It's completely up to you, and also how your client prefers to wear the look. There's some people who are a bit more self-conscious than others about where hair is on their head. And with a look like this as well, which is really cool because you can pull down bits around on the hairline so it can be a little bit looser and a bit softer. But for this one I quite like the idea of it all being up. The other thing as well is making sure that your grips are placed in an area where you know that they're not going to be seen, because there is nothing worse than when you can see grips. Like that. I think it looks quite Tudory as well, which is really awesome. And they have it so you can tell that it's got a little bit of body on that side but more height on the main section, and then as we bring it around it just gives it that nice little finish and around. Also, a really good tip that I actually always hate more than anything, and what Patrick had said, is if you have those little loose hairs, get a good spray your hair, and as it's that little bit wet, a little bit tacky, you just literally catch them and then just push them together. And again, like I said, with a style like this, it makes no difference because obviously the texture's there. And then I give it a little bit of a shine. Shiny, whiny. And there you have it. I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Simple, elegant and effective.